first few weeks of camp have been like, and what's the buzz as we approach the opening weekend finally?
Yeah, it's been a long time coming. We're all very excited about getting on dirt finally. So the first week back, we were actually here a week before classes began. That was really good for us to kind of have a 2-a-days, a good chance to get kind of the rust off over the holidays and get things started. And we've just seen some great progress along the way. The last 3 weeks, I've really been seeing some good things from the outfielders, really working hard. Good communication's been fantastic. Infielders, we moved some people around different positions, and seeing a very solid defense now. We're excited about being able to be strong defensively this year. And then offensively, we brought some freshmen in that are really doing a great job for us, stepping up and seeing some big hitters now this year. So we're excited about the whole start of the season, see where we are and get this thing going.
Wonderful. Thanks for sharing that. Coach, we'll throw the first question out to Isaac Goffin.
Yeah, I mean, some of the players have been talking about the culture of the team. This is your third season as a head coach. Where do you see the culture heading right now?
It's been really good as far as the development of the culture. We brought the program in, which is the Navy SEALs program that football is used here, basketball is used, and they've helped us in the last couple of years to kind of, even through COVID, is to help us stay together, stay focused, understanding what our priorities are, learning how to fight for each other, learning how to compete. And they've been a big help for us. And then I'm really seeing the fresh faces coming in. A lot of Iowa girls were working hard in the Midwest, getting the players in the Midwest back. And then brought in a couple of California girls to kind of fill in the holes. But the culture is really good. They're fighting for each other. They're family. They're really working hard to compete and make a name for Iowa.
Coach, the next question from Cole Crutchfield.
Yeah, because your season got cut short, early last year because of the pandemic, do you guys feel like, I don't know, you guys have like a chip on your shoulder or something, to finish what you guys started last season?
Oh, definitely. It's, Cole, exactly. We're looking to kind of start where we ended. We had the preseason last year, had a great outings in Florida and South Carolina, and then not getting a chance to be in the Big Ten conference, to play any conference games last year. So we're looking this as the start or the middle of what we went through last year. COVID's been tough. I mean, talk about helping us out through the COVID and keeping connection through Zoom. It's been very tough. And, we joke about 356 days of the last time we played. As Friday, that'll be 356 days. So we're just excited about having the chance to get out there, and the culture looks great. The players are working hard. And I think we definitely have a big chip on our shoulder. I think we definitely are wanting to get out there and prove ourselves this year.
The next question, Coach, from Isaac Goffin.
Yeah, if the team jumping right into Big Ten play, how do you think it's going to impact your team?
It'll be tough. I mean, you're looking at a chance to have some off-season, non-conference games to kind of get us figured out, our defense, figure out where we are. Those early games are important, but we're in the same boat with every Big Ten conference school. So we talk about this, that it's tenacity. It's who's going to step up. If you make mistakes, who's going to get back up and fight for that chance. This weekend's going to be really tough because we have 6 games, double headers, three days in a row. Ohio State, Michigan State. I mean, I don't know if we wanted that draw the first weekend or not, but it'll be a challenge, but it's the same boat. So even though it's not the way we want to start the season, we'd love to have some non-conference games to kind of get going. Every school that we're playing is in the same boat we are. So we just have to be tougher than the next team.
Coach, the next question from Eric Lopez.
Coach, everywhere you've been, you've developed pitchers or gotten the most out of your pitchers. Going back to Texas Tech when Amanda Renfro became the first pitcher to be an All-American there, led you to a regional final. You had Allison Kime at UCF, got you within a win of the Super Regional. She's in the UCF Hall of Fame. Shelby Turnier, All-American. Mackenzie Otis, All-American. Even most recent, currently, Aaliyah White, who just broke the school record for most wins. You've inherited Allison Ducey and Lauren Shaw, and you've added to that. What's been the keys? Because you brought the most out of them. Last year, you were in the top ERAs in the country when the season came down. What's the key to success? Wherever you've gone, you've had that pitching success. What's the key?
Oh, you're gonna giving my secret recipe out here. I don't know if I can share that. There really isn't any secret to it. The players we have in, we just work with them on being able to handle the load is the first thing, is getting them to a point of being able to go back-to-back games and be strong enough to handle that on the mound. We're about developing the load on our players, on our pitchers. The other thing is just teaching them to compete. They're one-on-one and there's nobody else out there. So we just teach them to be very competitive out there, be that leader, be the one that the rest of the team looks at. Every pitch that they throw is important. And so we just instill that in them. We've been very fortunate over the years on recruiting some great players, and we've been fortunate here to have Allison with us a fifth year, actually a sixth year. So having her back has been huge. Her and Sarah, the 1-2 punch that we have, Sarah and Lauren Shaw. I mean, look, Lauren and Ducey coming in together, and then adding Sarah to the mix is going to be great this year. You're going to see some great things from Sarah coming down the road. She was injured last year and wasn't able to get a lot of outings in, but you're going to see some great things for her. And then having Lauren and Allison, I mean, we're fortunate. I think we're very fortunate to have them back and healthy and ready to go. So I don't know that there's a magic wand that we put on these pitchers, but they just learn how to pitch and how to fight for their teams.
The next question, Coach, from Isaac Goffin.
There seems to be some excitement around the hitters. Could you elaborate on that more?
Oh yeah, I think you're talking to a couple of pitchers along the way, and they're excited about having some offense behind them. Kalina Burns coming back from last year just lit it up. Nia Carter coming back from last year lit it up as freshman. Now having a year under their belt. Grace Baines coming in as a freshman. She's really seeing some big things. Marissa Peak, big hitter. We've got Lindy Milkowski coming in from Kansas. That's really showing some great signs as a power hitter. So it's good to see that arsenal behind the pitching now. I think they can relax a little bit, know that it doesn't have to be a 1-0 ball game, and I think they're excited about having the meat in their order right now.
The next question, Coach, from Steve Batterson.
You have a handful of seniors on this roster. What are your expectations of them, and in particular as they work with some of the younger freshmen on the team?
It's leadership. It's being able to step up with them coming in as seniors, and for us to have them for the last 2 to 3 years. We're looking for them to step up, and they've bought into our culture. They bought into what we're trying to do here at Iowa, and they're leading now. You look at the majority of our seniors are pitchers, and having them being able to be that strength on the mound for them and develop them. But I'm excited about that. I'm excited about where we are with our culture. I'm excited about where we are with our seniors. And even with them, you got to look at the younger kids. They're looking up to them to make things happen for us.
Coach, the next question from Eric Lopez.
I just spoke to Coach Hutch here this week, and she talked about the impact that Gail Blevins had on her career, brought her in this coaching softball, and the impact that, and I know you faced Coach Hutch before when you were at UCF. You'll get to see her this week, but you obviously looked up to Coach Blevins. One of the big reasons why you're at Iowa, just the impact that she's had on you and the program as you try to turn it around. You had the first winning season for the program since 2013 last season. What was it about Coach Blevins that impacts so many people like yourself and Hutch?
Just her leadership. I mean, you talk to any alumni that was under Gail, they have so much respect for her. And I was the same way as a young coach, watching her. I was at Bradley at the time that they were going to the World Series at Iowa. And she was the coach that we all wanted to be. We wanted to, be that example that she was for all the young women out there. And you see how she is even now. She's still working with young athletes across the country, and she still has that passion to develop the sport of softball. And you talk about the alumni, they just really, she is something special. We still rely on her even today to come in and talk with our players and still be that leadership role and be that example for Iowa. Like I said, her biggest thing that I remember is her being on the field and having bad call made and her walking out to the umpire. And she was always so professional about how she handled the umpire. She was very respectful to them and would discuss the situation. And she always discussed in a way that usually turned the call. And as coaches, we say, how did she do that? What did she do to make that change? And just people respected her and knew that she was the example of every coach.
Are there any other questions for head coach Renee Gillispie? Coach, we'll circle back to Eric Lopez.
Okay.
You mentioned that, as you know, Coach Blevins, and you know the history. Did that help you as you arrived to Iowa and then bringing in Coach Dillinger from the area? You're from Iowa, and kind of bringing back that excitement and that tradition of Iowa and that success?
Oh, she absolutely did. I mean, she was the first person we reached out to when I received this job. She was there for my my first media day and supported us 100% to get this program going. We want to really emphasize on bringing Iowa kids back in Iowa. We've done this for the last 3 years. You looked at Nally Lecker, that's actually out of Ogden, Iowa. She's a power hitter, pitcher, freshman this year. I don't know that we would have gotten Denali out of Iowa if it hadn't been for the push that we did to really emphasize what Gail has done in the past, is bringing the local kids, bringing the Iowa kids and keeping Iowa strong. So she was a huge influence, and she's been so supportive of us from day one. And we're looking to continue that commitment to the alumni and to Gail to make this program strong again. And we promised to her that we're going to get us back to where she was in the late 90s and early 2000s.
Any further questions for Coach Renee Gillispie? Okay, Coach, thanks so much for your time this afternoon.
Great. Thank you so much. And we're looking forward to this season. I appreciate you guys following up with us. Thank you.
You bet. Thank you.